Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, Chris. I am that guy who I just said I was. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 173. I have an exciting guest today, a great guest. But before I get into who that is, I would like everyone to check out secretstageproductions.com, where, they're my buddies, all of them. And I do a podcast called Sunday Brunch. You've probably heard me talk about it. It's a great podcast that I do with Megan Johnson from tipsywriter.com. And we have a blast, and you guys should listen to it. If you'd like to keep in contact with me on this show, you can do that on Twitter and Instagram, both at castingfor2, or send me an email at castingfor2@gmail.com. I'd really like to hear feedback from you guys, if I'm doing something right, if I'm doing something wrong, or if you just want to hit on me. Either or, it's all good, It's all good. But that's, you know what, I guess I should talk about my guest, because I have a wonderful guest. My guest is in the movie Patriots Day right now, Themo Melikidze, and I just had a wonderful time chatting with him. And it was great to, because it's about, the Boston Marathon bombings. He played one of the brothers that did that horrible act. And it was really interesting asking him questions about how he got into the role. And I can't wait for you guys to listen. But you know what? In order for you to listen, I would have to be quiet because I need to start this episode. All right, so I'm going to do that. So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. And thank you. Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. I am doing well, and yourself?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. How's your? This must be a pretty busy week for you.
It's been pretty busy. Yeah, I'm on my way now to New York actually to have an interview with Hollywood Live.
Oh, okay.
And so it's been going very good too.
Nice. This is Cast for Two, and it's a pretty loose show, and we can talk about whatever you'd like. I'm sure we'll get into the subject of Patriots Day because it's a very,
of course,
because I got questions I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
But
I love how your voice sounds. It's amazing. Like it's
really?
So clean.
Really?
I don't know what kind of mic you're using, but it's absolutely like flawless.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I take a lot of pride in the equipment I use, so I appreciate that. Yeah. First off, I like to ask actors, people in general, when they knew that they found something that they wanted to do. In your case, when did you know acting was something you wanted to pursue?
Well, I guess this is something that I don't think it happens like over day. It's something that grows on you, and you kind of know it from the beginning, but sometimes you have the fear to express it. I remember when I was a kid in Georgia, there was this one moment I was playing with my brother, and then suddenly we had this little black and white TV, and then suddenly a movie of Bruce Lee came on, and the funny thing is, it was subtitled in Russian, and they were speaking in Chinese. Okay. And I don't speak, neither of these languages. But just something on in that moment when I was watching it, and then just the whole aspect of it, and the whole, that moment just did so much to me. That moment I knew that like this is what I want to do. This is what he's doing right now on TV, on that little television. I want to do that. And I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the movie was about or anything. But just, I don't know, man. It was just something that struck me so. It just inspired me a lot, basically. You know what I mean? And I think that was the moment where I really like fell in love. I would say with acting. Well, actually, I fell in love with martial arts first,
Yeah.
and then and then acting grew on me later on.
Right on. And did you take up martial arts after that? Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I did actually. When we moved to Belgium, I started Taekwondo, and then me and my brother, we were fighting with the national team, and we were also in the national the Taekwondo demonstration team. So yeah, I was very occupied with martial arts, but not only. I graduated in an athletic school, so I was very occupied with sports of all kinds of sports.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, eventually in my senior year, I had to choose either I was going to pursue a taekwondo career, or I was going to make my move and trying to make my dream come true as an actor, and that's what I did. That's what I followed to come over here to the United States and get auditions done and whatnot.
Yeah. And I mean, definitely having a martial arts background looks good on a resume. I'm sure you can mix the two.
Exactly. That was the main goal. Exactly, right there. That was the whole point. Because when I got to New York, that's what I did in the beginning. I tried to like incorporate martial arts into acting and stunts and whatnot. And that's what I did. So it's definitely helping out. And I think as an actor, you need to branch out. You need to learn new stuff, new skills, because you never know what they're gonna ask of you to play or what they're gonna ask of you to do. So I think that helped me a lot. Also the discipline, the Eastern philosophy, the discipline, and then the principles that comes with martial arts. That really helped me a lot.
Yeah, and it's for sure. I mean, with martial arts, you are more in tuned with your body, which
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, which would definitely help out. In an action scene, like if you were to fake punch me, I wouldn't know how to react. I'd probably just
Right.
do that cheesy fall thing. But
Right.
I mean, you can like do a somersault split and then fall if
Yeah.
you wanted
Why
to.
not? Yeah. Exactly.
In that
Chris,
order.
I just want to let you know I'm hitting Lincoln Tunnel now, so I don't know if the connection is gonna it's gonna get worse or it's gonna get bad. But I just want you to know that.
Yeah, no worries,
Yeah.
no worries.
Right.
This show's very real, so if you cut out, you cut
Yeah.
out. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. No problem, man.
So then you come to America to pursue acting. What's one of the first kind of roles that you get that you're just like, okay, I'm going to be all right?
To be honest with you, not quite till I moved to LA, but in New York. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Actually, yes, in New York, I did a short film called Faceless,
Mm-hmm.
and that gave me some attention, and also it was an action-packed short film that I stunt choreographed and fight choreographed, and that had a very well reception with no budget or anything. It was like a 5-minute short film.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's get into the movie Patriots Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it's not your normal rom-com or anything. It's a pretty intense movie.
Exactly. Have you?
I have not. I'm going to see it this week. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Nice. Then I'm glad we're doing the interview now, because now you get to know me first, and then when you see the movie, like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because you're playing. I was just wondering, as an actor, you're playing a person that it's based off a real person. How is the process of getting into the mindset of this guy?
Right. Well, to be honest with you, Chris, I don't think there is a way.
Right.
And I've been asked this question before. To get in the state of this guy and to get to think about what he did, it's so unimaginable, so unreal to me, that it's impossible to reenact exactly, what this guy was thinking. But in order to tell the story right, I had to commit fully and to respect the little details that came with the character. So I wanted. So for me, it was all about honoring the people of Boston, and this movie is about people in Boston and the amazing motivation they had in those tough days to come together and then really beat out these monsters, right? But then again, like you said, right, I'm playing this horrible individual. I committed my 100% part, and I see stuff, and you get to know stuff that they're just so uncomfortable, and they're just so just so surreal that you just can't imagine that person having a wife, having a little brother,
Mm-hmm.
friends. He was actually a really good boxer, and in Boston, he had a whole life going on, could do something like this.
Right.
But then again, I did all my research that I could do on the web, and then I also had the opportunity to meet with John Allen, his boxing coach, who trained him for 5 years. And he really gave me a lot of information that I needed and that I couldn't get anywhere else, as far as like his personal information, how he was as a person, as a friend. And he said, like, to be quite honest with you, he said to me, I kind of like the guy. He,
Yeah.
he was so disciplined. He liked to work out. He was very focused to his boxing career. He was very focused. I quite like the guy, but he said, but every time we started talking about religion and the Western culture, got very defensive, and he had those moments where he could just stare at you and just like you'd almost feel like he wanted to kill you. So
Mm.
he definitely felt that, yeah, it was very interesting to hear all this coming from him. And then I told him, after the first time we met, the next time I'm gonna come into the gym, I want you to treat me just like you treated that person. I want you to treat me like him. I want you to have the same workout, the same exercises, everything. So we're doing that for a week now, and then it gets to a certain point that we're doing the combinations,
Mm-hmm.
boxing combinations. We're hitting the pads, and I'm going all in vocally, just going all in. And at a certain point, John Allen goes like, "Stop, stop, stop." He's like, "Dude, this is weird, man. This is so weird." And then he just like he almost just like, stopped, and like it got so quiet. And it was so to this guy I knew him for 5 years, and then I struck this chord within him
Mm-hmm.
that just reminded him of how it was. So yeah, I really got really got into it, man. I That's what I like to do as an actor. I like to make it as real as possible. Relive that moment. And to be honest with you, the main thing that really drove me throughout the whole project was the hate that I had for this individual, the absolute disgust, the hate, and just that was really the gasoline, the fuel that I needed to execute the scenes and just be there every day on the set.
Yeah. Yeah. And how was it like working with Peter Berg? He's an actor, writer, director, and I'm always excited to see what he comes up
Yeah,
with.
yeah. I mean, when I was in LA for the first 4 months, I legitimately didn't have anything, right?
Yeah.
I That was my first time in LA, and I didn't even have a car. I was biking around with my bike for like 4 hours a day from Mount Rose to Burbank to Hollywood just to get any audition I could. And then eventually to be offered this chance to audition, you know, in front of Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg, that was already to me a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Regardless from what the project was, because to me as an actor, if I could just show myself even for 10 seconds in front of like my idols, based my heroes, that's an amazing thing, and you need to appreciate that as a person. And then eventually of booking this part and then sitting down with Pete and going through, just going through the characters and the scenes. Oh man, it's such an indescribable moment. It's really hard to put in words. And really, Pete, he gave us so much confidence, and at the same time, so much support for us, the two brothers, me and Alex,
Mm-hmm.
who plays my brother. He gave us so much support that was very much needed on the set, and he gives you this to really explore into your own character and find these new things that you could you know he could show on the screen. And you could, you really can come on the set and really show what you got as an actor, and then he will guide you as a director. It's an amazing thing, the amount of freedom he gives us as actors. So it was, it was. I just, it's very hard to describe exactly how it was working with him, but he is an awesome, amazingly talented director, and it was an absolute honor on my end to have the chance of working with him.
Nice. And I want to go back to something you said earlier when I was asking about the character, where you said, you were using, the hatred to fuel you. When it's the end of the day and, you're wrapped for that day and you go home, how do you turn that off, or do you keep that with you?
Well, in the beginning, I was very much just, to myself. And I didn't want to turn off the switch. I just went back home, went straight to my hotel, and I used to like lock myself up and just watch these jihadi videos, just horrible videos of people, of explosions and people getting their heads cut off and all that. So
yeah,
I just wanted to stay in that moment. Although it was very unpleasant, it was very uncomfortable, but it really helped me as an actor and to get in that state of mind, like I said, right? And me and Alex, we used to spend just like nights and nights just talking about like who the brothers were, what would they do, the small details, what would they eat, what would they think, what movies they would watch. So we really wanted to like come up with two people rather than two, just one-dimensional characters that try to like have these bombs detonated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was very unpleasant, But eventually, you get used to it, and then at a certain point, it got so scary that I was FaceTiming with my girlfriend back home in Belgium, and I had these jihadi videos still on with the music and everything. And I'm FaceTiming, and I just like, it was just, to me, it was, I was doing this unconscious, right?
Yeah.
So, like my girl, she picks up whatever, and I'm humming this song while I'm talking to her, man. It was so crazy. And I completely forgot this, right?
Yeah.
And she looks at me, she's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I turn it back off, and I'll turn on some other music, something cheerful, whatnot. And she's like, what are you doing, man? That's so weird. You got to stop doing that. You're not on the set now. You got to, so yeah, at times it got really intense, but I think that really helped me as an actor. And the moment we wrapped the movie, I was so glad and so relieved to throw these feelings and just throw these thoughts that I had, just throw them away. And it was very intense.
Yeah. And you've seen the movie though, right?
Oh, I've seen it like 5 times already.
There we go.
Now I'm probably gonna see it another 5 times.
There you go. Are you able to take yourself out of the movie and just watch it, or are you always thinking about what you could have done?
Right. Well, I'm really glad you asked that question, actually. Because to be honest with you, I never watch myself on screen. Like every time we wrap the scene or whatnot, and we used to watch the dailies or watch it on replay. I never watch it. I just stay on the set, whatever. Yeah. I don't really care. But and then eventually, when you see the final product, you have to watch it, right? Because
right.
You want to see how it came out. You want to see the result. And every time before, like Patriots Day, all the little, obviously, I've never done anything quite the scale of Patriots Day. It's my first movie. But every time I used to watch myself, I was always like, I should have done this, should have done that. So got very self-conscious. But when I watched Patriots Day, man, oh my God, the moment the first scene comes on, and I just watch myself being this monster, which is totally not me. That's not at all who I am.
Right.
I can honestly say I just get lost, and you just see this other person. I see another person and myself.
Yeah.
It's basically, I liked how my girlfriend described it, because she knows me for 8 years now. She said it looked like you were possessed by a demon.
Oh, geez.
And yeah, exactly. It looked like you were. I saw Temo. She's like, I saw your body, but you were possessed by a demon. So I think that's I think that's the best way to describe how I felt, about watching that movie, and how everybody else from my family to my friends watching me and the movie. So, I don't quite go like, I should have done this or I should have done that. This is what it was. This is what happened. And this is what we did. So this is what we're going to get.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that, you know, you played this character and you're like, you know what, I'm good. I had, you know, I did this part. I just don't want anything to be a part of this character.
Right, 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 right.
That's cool to hear. I've never heard that, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's one thing to play a fictional character, right?
right.
But it's another thing to like have it, play this, play a story or like tell the story that was based on true events,
Yeah.
and try to tell it as true as possible. Yeah, no, that's so true what you just said.
Well, Themo, I feel like I should let you go. I've had a wonderful
Yeah.
time chatting with you.
Right. Thank
Um,
you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I just got into a situation here in New York, and that's why I'm like a little bit unfocused in New York traffic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry, man. But I really appreciate you taking your time and sitting down with me, and really, I really appreciate this, man.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. And for the people at home who'd like to keep in contact with you, where can they do
yeah.
that?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, TemoJN, and you can find me on Facebook too, Themo Melikidze.
There we go. All right, Temo,
Yeah.
you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you in lots and lots of other projects.
Right. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good one, man. Bye.